to class, dears. Yeah, the happiest morning, my dear students. Why I am said the happiest morning? Yeah, today definitely I just trust today you just get one good moral from this. Hereafter you will get only happy moments. That's why I just begin. I said the happiest morning, my dear students. Okay? This is your practice passage, that is upside down reading. Why we want to read upside down? Because it helps to develop your visual skill. The visual skill involved in reading turn a text upside down. You will stumble along in fits and more often. Each moment bringing less information to your brain. If you read this means definitely if you are going anywhere easily you can read everything. At the same time, it's used to develop your visual skill. Have you seen in the mirror? Whatever is just right in the mirror means it's opposite. So, if you are read these one means definitely you can read that kind of things. Okay, va? So you have to practice this. Please don't skip this. Okay, dears. Next, if you see this image, what is stuck in your mind? What is stuck in your mind? Yeah, piggy bank and banks. What is the use of bank? Yeah, savings. Yeah, correct dear. Savings. What is the use of saving? It will use to our future. Yeah, correct. We have to think about our future in the present days. Okay? Because without consider our future means definitely our future will be struggle and it will be danger one. I think we are struggle lot in the future without saving. So you have to save today, tomorrow you will be meet happy life. That's why I'm saying at same I just give this picture the savings one. Okay va? Save, please save money, tree, everything. Not only money, you have to save everything. Even a word also. Listen carefully. Before you talk, you have to think more. Because if you put any wrong word means definitely you will face some danger of one in the future. So before you talk you have to think more. Same before the future, I mean present, you have to think more about the future. Okay, don't waste your present days. You have to save more and more. Even the water also. Do you know one thing? Who are having the well in those days, that kind of persons only get enough water in their home. So, because of the save, because of the save, because those days that kind of people save the rainwater in the well, so the field absorbed lot of water through the well. Now they are collecting more water from the because of this saving. So you have to think we want to save more things. Tree, money, water, bird. Bird is important one. Everything. Okay, va? When the well is dry, we know the worth of water. Yeah, now only I said, when the well is dry, we know the worth of water. Who are having the dry place, that time only we know about the water is quality. Water is necessity, we know that. The future depends on what you do today. It's written by Mahatma Gandhi. What our Mahatma Gandhi said? The future depends on what you do today. Keep it in your mind. What you do today, that only decided your future life. Nowadays you are saving everything means in future definitely you will meet only happy life. Do you know who's this? Yeah, Mukesh Ambani. Who's this? Mukesh Ambani, the richest person in India. But those days, the Mukesh Ambani father is a attended in a one company. I think that company is a gas station. Yeah, Mukesh Ambani father was worked as attendant in gas station. At the time, the Mukesh Ambani didn't waste the knowledge. When during he studied at college, at the time he didn't waste his time. Only he used in the studies because that's also one of the saving. We want to save time for our future. Those days, the Mukesh Ambani saves their time for studies means nowadays the Mukesh Ambani is living happily. So, same I just saying to you, now we are studying well and don't waste your time means definitely your future will be best. Like your future will change like Mukesh Ambani, not only Mukesh Ambani, I won't compare with others because each and every person has some unique quality. But I am saying you don't waste your time. If you have right time in your hand, so you have to use it. So you have to use it. Okay, va? Don't waste anything because your future is decided by your present time. Okay, va? The ant and the cricket. Our stories are not only story, it's get from the story, but today this is our poem. This is today our poem, The Ant and the Cricket. It's adapted from Aesop's fable. At last you can know is this fable or truth. Yeah, this is about ant and cricket. Do you know truth of an ant? The has more varieties. The ant has more varieties. There are more than 12,000 species of ants all over the world. An ant can lift 20 times its own body weight. Ant can lift 20 times its own body weight and don't have ears. Do you know or not, dear? Ant don't have ears. It's only can smell. Some queen ants can live for many years and have millions of babies. Some queen ants can live for many years and have millions of babies. When ants fight, it is usually to the death. When ants fight, it is usually to death. Next, this is about crickets. Crickets listen with their legs. The crickets didn't listen, never listen with their ears. The crickets only listen with their legs. Most female cricket don't sing. It sleep during the day and searching food in a sorry dear, it sleep during the day and searching food in a night. And then the cricket has six legs. The cricket has six legs. That's four legs are walking legs and two large back legs are used to make very long jump. Totally six legs. Four legs are used to walk and two legs which is having a back side that is used to jump high. Okay, va? Let's enter. Just brief introduction I just giving about this poem. That is, there was a cricket that sang and danced all through the pleasant months of summer and spring. However, when the winter arrived, he became desperate and began to complain. He has not saved anything and there was no food at home. Even in the spaces beyond his home, he couldn't find anything that would sustain him. He became worried, not knowing to that what became of him and decided to go and meet the ant. Listen, neither having food nor shelter, he wanted to meet the ant to seek its help. Explaining his situation, the cricket requested the ant to give him food and shelter. He also told the ant that if the ant refused to help him, he would die. The ant felt sorry to him but told him that ants neither borrowed nor lent. The ant asked him what he did during the warm weather. The cricket replied that he sang and danced. The ant asked him to sing and dance through the winter too. The moral is some human beings are like the cricket. In our world, some human beings are like the cricket who save nothing for the bad weather, and therefore the tale is not for a fable but the truth. The human being also like a cricket. They won't consider about the future for the savings. So the cricket also never feel about the future. It's used the right place to only sing and dance. When it's meet the critical situation at the time only he searched the needed. Is this right? Yeah, it's very wrong one. We have to collect in the right time for the critical situations. That is right one. It's the end of this. This not a fable. This is one truth story. Okay. This tale is not a fable, but it is truth. Let's see our poem stanzas. The first stanza: a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Again, I just read: a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. These lines explain about the happy months of summer flew away in no time. With the coming of winter, the cricket realized the time which he has lost, which was meant for work. This is explained about the happy months of summer flee away in no time. With the coming of winter, the cricket realizes the time which he has lost, which was meant for work. There was a young and silly cricket. Why we are using silly? Because he spent summer and spring with sing a song and dance. He didn't use for that time. That's why we are using silly cricket. There was a young silly cricket. He used to spend all his time in singing in the warm summer and spring months, not realizing that these months were also meant for work because with the arrival of winter, finding food would become difficult. Therefore, summer and spring were meant for starting food also. But the cricket spent all the time in vain during the happy months, and now his cupboard were entirely empty. Now his cupboard was entirely empty because he didn't collect any foods for winter. And second stanza is: not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Again I say, not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, say the cricket, of me? It explains The cricket had nothing within the house or outside to sustain himself, as he has wasted the summer and spring months only in singing, not working at all. The cricket realizes that the ground was covered with snow and that there was not even a crumb to be found. Crumb means pieces. I mean small pieces. There is no small pieces cannot found in the ground. Nor could he see any flowers or leaves on the trees. There was perpetually nothing to eat within the house or outside. He became desperate, not knowing what to eat and how to survive. What will become of me? What will become of me? Like that, now only the cricket realizes that. And third stanza is at last by starvation and famine mad bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. Away he set off to a miserly and to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Again I just read. At last by starvation and famine mad bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. It explained about how the cricket had to forego his self-esteem and go begin before the ant. It explained about how the cricket had to forego his self-esteem and go begging before the ant. The cricket was starving due to famine. Starving means how to say the feeling of hungry. The feeling of hungry. And then famine means there is no way to collect that food. Famine means there is no way to collect the food. And the cricket was starving due to famine, hunger, and no resources to sustain himself during the cold month of winter. The winter had taken a toll of his health. He also had no shelter. He therefore set out to meet a miserly ant, hoping that the ant may help him with something that would keep him alive. It hoped the ant may help him with something that would keep him alive. Let's see the ant is help or not. Okay, this is our fourth stanza. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he had repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Again, I just read. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he had repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. It explains about the cricket's need to borrow grain to keep himself alive. It, this stanza explains about the cricket's need to borrow grain to keep himself alive. The cricket approaches the ant to seek his help for shelter. The rains made it difficult for the cricket to protect himself from the wet surroundings. The cricket approaches the ant to seek his help for shelter. The rains made it difficult for the cricket to protect himself from the wet surroundings. He also needed some grains or food to combat hunger and starvation. He informed the ant that whatever help he would take, he would repay it soon. Else his end had come, he would die of starvation. He would die of starvation. Next, fifth stanza is says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, be ants never lent. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. This stanza explains about the cricket didn't save anything for winter during the happy months of summer and spring. The cricket didn't save anything for winter during the happy months of summer and spring. The ant feels sorry for the cricket. The ants for sorry for the cricket. Why the ants feel sorry for the cricket? Because he tells cricket that the ants never borrow and lend. It's principle that the ant has one principle that principle is he never get borrow and lend. It's never borrow and lend. Perhaps that is the reason that the ants are self sufficient and need not go begging. The ant asked the cricket if he didn't put aside anything in storage for the winter. When there is nothing much to be found, the cricket answered in the negative. The ant was quite surprised and shocked. The ant was quite surprised and shocked. Okay. Next, this is our sixth stanza. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and danceth winter away. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. It explains about the cricket gets mocked by the ant because of his own stupidity. The cricket gets mocked by the ant because of his own stupidity. The cricket tells the ant that he was so happy during the happy months of summer that he sang day and night. He was so happy at the nature looked so pleasant that he forgot all about the winter or the difficult times. Hearing this, the ant told him that now he should spend the winter singing and dancing too. The ant tells the cricket that there is no point crying over spilt milk. The cricket tells to ant he was so happy during the happy month of summer that he sang day and night. He was so happy and the nature looked so pleasant that he forgot to collect the foods for the winter and difficult times. Immediately the ant told him now he should spend the winter singing and dancing too. And then the cricket that there is no point to crying over split milk. This is our last stanza. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I will warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs, and some have two. It explains about it shares the moral of lessons with his readers. The ant gets irritated and asks the cricket to leave. The ant gets irritated and asks the cricket to leave. Those who do not wish to help themselves cannot be saved by others. The poet in the final couplet of the poem tells his readers that Though this tale is believed to be a fable, it is no less than truth. Poet calls this the truth because what is it true for the four-legged cricket also true for the two-legged humans. It explains about the four legs cricket and two legs is the same like a humans who are lazy to collect something for the future, that is called the two legs crickets. Okay, and finally the poet says this is not a fable, it's also truth. Okay, and this is for a very short answer type questions. You have to write it in note, even your book back question also you have to write it. Okay, answer the following questions. Next, thank you so much to watching this, dears. If you have any doubt, definitely you can ask me through the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye, take care, that is very must. Be safe also. Okay.